Hi and welcome to the Resouces Roadhouse. I'm Wally Graham and I'm in Sydney. I'm at the IMARC conference. I'm catching up with Mark Cooksey of ABX Group, old friend of the Roadhouse. Mark, it's been a long time between drinks, so to speak, but that's probably because you've been so busy down in Tasmania. So fill us in on the project down there. Where have you got it?
Yeah, so what we've got in Tasmania is an ionic clay rare earth resource, and there's a lot of clays out there with rare earths in them, but ours is one of the very few, particularly in Australia, that's ionic. And the other big advantage of it is it's got a lot of heavy rare earths in it, which are in particular demand. And being in Australia, that's something that's of great attraction to potential customers in North America and Europe.
Oh, you're sort of like... correct me if I'm wrong in this, but one of the first ones to sort of come out with the clay deposit in Australia, and the one you found in Tasmania is like more than impressive compared to others, let's say. So has that put you at an advantage ahead of others?
Yeah, we think so. So when we talk to potential global customers, they say, explain more about your project, and when we say, look, here's the evidence to say that it's a genuine ionic clay, then they're interested. So an example of that is a couple of months ago we signed a memorandum of understanding with Ucore, which is a Canadian company planning to build a separation plant in the USA. So we're one of only 2 or 3 companies they've signed MOUs with about potential offtake and even potential investment into the ABX project.
So when you say offtake, does that mean you will beneficiate the product here in Tasmania or move it across?
Yeah, so the way it works with the clay is you have to do the initial processing on site because the clay is large volume and the grades are relatively low. So the idea is you produce a mixed rare earth carbonate, and then that's a high value product, can be shipped anywhere there's a separation plant, and which would then separate it into the individual rare earth oxides.
Oh, right, and of course, like most projects, the plant, that's the sticking point. With you can find it, people can want it, but then you've got to get the plant. So, the building of the plant, is that, on the drawing board, how we set that?
Yeah, so one of the good things about the ionic clays is the processing is relatively simple. So you don't need a huge plant or a huge project. So, for example, a couple of feasibility studies out there for circa a bit over 100 million US, compared to much higher figures for a hard rock plant. We're at the very early stages of looking at different flow sheets for the mining and the processing. But everything we've done so far says, this looks like a pretty compelling opportunity.
All right, so it seems to me like there's lots of steps forward. There hasn't been any steps backward, so it's all it's progressing.
Yeah.
And you're probably sort of stuck in the same miasma as everybody else is at the moment. It's can we get the money together? Is that possible?
Yeah, so we've done. I think we've done very well for the amount of money we've spent. We're very efficient with our funds. Yeah, I'd love more funds. We could do more things in parallel. And I think that's actually quite important because there's a lot of demand for rare earths, therefore there's a lot of people looking to supply. So the people who can get a project into production fastest are going to be in the best position.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely better to err on the side of smaller but in production rather than go for something huge that takes too long because you may miss the window.
No, fair enough. All right. Well, as always, make sure you keep in touch. And make sure that we can bring the news to everybody at the Roadhouse, because it's always been a story we've sort of liked to follow, and it's a bit different to all the others because different sort of commodity, and different because you're advancing it quite well.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Thanks, Wally.